entire Upwork account from scratch. My first client, and we're going to do it all in front of you. This is going to be the most in-depth, comprehensive course I've ever made, because I want to actually put a freelance. In this video, you're going to watch me literally build an entire Upwork account from scratch. Alright guys, so in this video, you're going to watch me literally build an entire Upwork account from scratch, build it up, apply for jobs. First two months, around 8 to 10 weeks, I was just burning money on Connects. I was applying to 10 jobs a day. And if you don't know what Connects are basically what you use to bid on jobs on the platform of Upwork, right? So you have to pay to apply to jobs. And I was basically spending a lot of money on Connects the first 2 months, not making any money. And then I started to incorporate certain tactics, and I'm going to go through those tactics in this video, that completely changed the game for me. After I made that shift and adjustment, in the first 6 months, I made $60,000 US, which was insane. And my work schedule was hectic because I was having to fulfill all the work for these clients, but then I started to outsource it and work with other people to do the work on my behalf, which allowed me to free up my time. And I'm going to show you all of this, right? I'm going to show you every single step in this program of exactly how to do it. I'm just going to show you the blueprint of what I did, and hopefully that's going to help you with your current situation. And bear in mind, if you're one of those people that think that Upwork is kind of like Fiverr, you're not going to get low-level clients through Upwork. You can get some seriously high-ticket paying clients. You can get clients that pay you £2,000, £2,500 through Upwork a month on retainer. I am personally telling you that I have done that, and so that's definitely something you can do. If you think of Upwork as one of those platforms that you'll only get $50, $60 per project, that's not the case, okay? It's not like Fiverr. You can get some seriously high-ticket clients. I've worked with so many clients, like high-ticket, well-renowned brands like Elacera. You guys can check this out. Elacera is a supplement pill company based in London. They sell pills for women on menopause, but they're a very large brand. I've worked with the Flight Center, which is in the travel niche. They are massive. I've worked with Mercury Holidays. I've worked with a company called Get Refizz. These are all really well-established brands in the e-commerce space that I've been able and had the luxury of working with and generating money whilst doing so. So looking back at it, you know, in reflection, while I started to craft and plan out this course, I realized it wasn't easy. So if you're looking for a get-rich-quick scheme, but you're not willing to put in some work, then this is not for you. You have to put in some work, and I promise you it's going to be the most fulfilling thing that you've ever done. It's going to be such a fulfilling journey to be able to work with clients that you enjoy working with and making money in the meantime whilst building up your portfolio. That's what Upwork can do for you. So why does Upwork make the most sense? Let's start off with that. Upwork makes the most sense because, unlike any other method of outreach, it's warm leads that you're reaching out to. People on Upwork are literally saying that I want your service. So if you're the kind of person that is good at video editing, or video production, or SEO, or Google Ads, or even voiceover, so you can do pretty much anything, there are people on Upwork that are saying that they want your services, looking for somebody with your skill set, and you're basically just reaching out to them and saying, hey, I am that person you're looking for. So they're warm leads. You're not just reaching out to cold prospects, right? Everybody now does cold DMs, cold emails, cold calling to try and acquire clients for their freelancing or agency business. And I don't think it's the most viable way to do it, simply because those people aren't even necessarily in the market of looking for your services. The people on Upwork are. They are literally looking for your services. So it makes so much more sense to start out your freelancing or agency career on Upwork. And really the success is just going to come down to how you stand out amongst other applicants in your niche. And I'm going to show you some very, very specific tactics in order to do that through this program. So let's jump into it, because I don't want to take up too much of your time, right? There's a lot for us to get through, and I want to power through it so that you can get the most condensed program I can possibly make. The first thing we want to talk about is picking a niche, right? And this is something that I can't really answer for you. This is something you have to reflect on yourself and think, okay, so what skills do I have? I can video edit, or I'm good at voiceovers, or I'm pretty good at Google SEO, digital marketing, Facebook ads, Instagram ads, or maybe you're good at organic social media. You know, you can work with brands and help them post on Instagram, post on Facebook, post on TikTok. The possibilities are absolutely endless. Don't just think that you're limited to the few that I've named. There are thousands of different spaces you can get into on Upwork. Data entry, SQL, coding, web development, website designing. There's just so many. And so this is something that I can't answer for you. And anybody that says they can on YouTube, it's just wasting your time, because you have to really reflect on your own skills and think, what would you enjoy doing and what can you do very well? Try that. And remember, you can always change niche. If you realize when you work with a few clients that I don't really enjoy this isn't really something for me, you can always change, right? But at this point, I don't want you to be stagnant in this analysis paralysis phase of not knowing what to pick, right? Just pick something that you know that you can do at a reasonable level at this point. You will get better at it, right? The other thing is, if you're doubting yourself, like maybe I'm not good at this, I promise you, when I started freelancing and I offer Facebook and Instagram advertising management services, I wasn't as good at it as I am now. I'm exceptional now because I've worked with so many different brands. And so you will build that skill set over time as well. So don't worry too much about, am I good enough? You will get better through repetitions and practice and clients. So that's picking your niche with powering through this, right? The next step is profile creation optimization. This is where it gets quite exciting. So what we need to do now is make an Upwork account, right? So for the sake of this program, what I'm going to do is I'm not going to use my Upwork account because it's already got some traction, it's already got some validation, some reviews. I'm going to create it completely from scratch, a new Upwork account under my friend's name, right, who's created it on my behalf. And I'm going to show you how easy it is to get your first client from scratch with a brand new profile, right? So I'm basically in the same position as you, building it up and getting my first client. Okay, so obviously the next step now is to create our Upwork account. So head over to upwork.com, click the sign up button right here, and then you can see it's going to ask us, do you want to create a client account or a freelancer account? Of course, in this case, we're selecting the freelancer account, apply as a freelancer. Now it's going to ask you for a few details, so just go ahead and fill this out. Right, so just fill in your details. I'm going to use this as a dummy account for now, so I've just filled in some random details and an old email, and then I'm just going to create my account. And this should then give us a confirmation to say that your account is confirmed, and then it's going to ask you to verify your email address, which we're going to go ahead and do right now. Right, so I just clicked the link in my email and it's taken me to this page right here. So we're going to click get started, and it's going to ask us a few questions. So what we're going to say is I am an expert, and then click next. And it's going to ask us what's your biggest goal, and for this one I'm just going to put to earn my main income. You can put to make money on the side. It doesn't really make a huge difference at this point. How would you like to work? I'd like to find opportunities myself. Next, and then it's going to ask us to create a profile. So unless you have a LinkedIn which is already kind of very well optimized and well structured, for this one I just recommend clicking fill out manually. It's going to ask what kind of work you're in, so you can put, if you're in sales and marketing, you can put that. Just bear in mind the fields that are in the highest demand, like digital marketing, website design, those ones, if you select here and you don't put enough information in the next current steps, then there might be a chance they reject your application to make an account on Upwork. And so for the safe side, what I would recommend you guys do is select something very basic like data entry, just for now, just so that you could get in and have your Upwork profile set up, and then you could change it later. But for now, it doesn't really make a huge difference. It's just me being extremely precautionary. I'm just going to go ahead and select sales and marketing, digital marketing, because that's my skill set. But if you're worried about that and you're in a very, very, very high demand space like digital marketing, SEO, Google Ads, etc., then I would consider doing something like data entry here just for the sake of it. Okay, so next, enter your skills: digital marketing strategy, Facebook ads, Instagram ads. This is what I do, right? So I'm just going to fill out this information. Lead generation, and then maybe e-commerce, and we're going to go ahead and how is e-commerce not there? There we go. Okay, and then we're going to go ahead and click next. Now, advertising, tell the world what you do. Digital marketing, no, you know what, let's be more specific. Facebook advertising specialist. There we go. Facebook advertising specialist, e-commerce expert, then do that. Yeah, 7+ years experience, just like that. And then next, add your experience. Okay, so now it's asking for the relevant work experience that we have in this field. So if you don't have any relevant work experience, what you want to do is you want to think back to all the time you've ever done the skill that you're trying to promote. So let's say it's video editing or voiceovers or whatever it may be. What you want to do is kind of note this, right? So if you've done voiceovers in the past, then put in some experience where you've done it for some company. Or if you have zero experience, you've never ever done the work for this specific skill to any company in the past, then you're going to have to put at least 1 or 2 relevant work experience that you've made up, right? Some of you may think it's quite unethical, but it's very hard to get any success with Upwork if you have absolutely zero work experience here. So you want to put something in, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put something that's authentic to me, right? I work for, let's say, which company should I put? I'll put Who's Who. So Who's Who is a marketing agency I've worked with in the past, based in Australia. They basically wanted me to be the media buyer to work for them and to fulfill digital marketing services for their clients, right? They're one of the biggest marketing agencies in Australia. So what I'll put here is Facebook traffic campaign launch, and then their objective was to get, just put that line, yep. Their objective was to get lower cost per click under, let's say, 2. Okay, so now for the start date and end date, I'm going to go ahead and try and remember this. It was in 2023, I don't remember what month, let's say, so let's say June, May to June, and it was actually just a 2-month project, but I'm going to extend this a little bit more, put November 2023, right? And now for the description part, what we're going to do is we're going to use ChatGPT, and I'm going to show you exactly how to do this just to save us some time. Right, so we're in ChatGPT, and I'm going to say, hey, please write me a job description for my time working for Who's Who. They are a digital marketing agency, largest in Australia, and I ran a traffic campaign on their behalf and achieved a cost per click of 4.30. Their target was 2. I also achieved a click-through rate of 4%. Alright, so something along these lines. This is actually true. I'm kind of milking it. It wasn't exactly 4%, it was like 3 point something. But just to make it sound nicer, which is what we want to do here, because hirers and people that give you contracts want to see this job experience, so we want it to sound as nice as possible. So let's see what ChatGPT gives us. Okay. Key responsibilities: campaign strategy and execution, developed, managed, and executed targeted digital marketing campaigns for Who's Who with a focus on optimizing the paid traffic acquisition. Paid traffic management, led and optimized paid media campaigns across platforms including social media, display, and search networks to drive high. What ChatGPT gives us. Okay. Key responsibilities: campaign strategy and execution, developed, managed, and executed targeted digital marketing campaigns for Who's Who with a focus on optimizing the paid traffic acquisition. Paid traffic management, led and optimized paid media campaigns across platforms including social media, display, and search networks to drive high quality traffic. Data-driven optimization, budget management. Great. Okay, let's take all of this and put it in. Okay, now let's just make this look a little nicer. Just like this. Keep those achievements for now. We can change all this later, but just for now, this is going to be really good for when we apply our application, make our application for Upwork. We'll actually have to shorten this. Because remember, this is all for Upwork to see that we are who we say we are, we have this skill, this is our work experience, and they're going to approve our application to become a freelancer. So location, just put London. And here we want to add in a few, just like I did. You can use ChatGPT. We're going to optimize this later, but for now, let's just go next to education. And now at this point, you don't necessarily need education, but anything related to the specialty of what you're offering would be useful. So for example, if you're offering digital marketing and you have a degree in marketing, then that's something to definitely put in here. I do have a degree in marketing and business management, so that might be useful for me to put in here. So I can put university, studied, and then degree, business management, marketing specialism. Studies. Yeah. So I just realized that this should be here. Okay. And now description. I'm going to go back to ChatGPT and ask it to write me a short summary of what I did. Okay, so I've just written, write me a summary for my time at University of Manchester, where I studied business with a marketing specialism. I learned how marketing psychology works, and this was my first exposure to marketing, which led me to build my e-commerce business. This amount of digital branding and marketing, specifically with Facebook and Instagram ads. That's actually true. So let's see if ChatGPT can put it in a much more nice and concise worded manner. One of the key areas I exposed marketing psychology, inspired when I applied this to my e-commerce brand. This is good. Okay. And if we want, we can just say summarize in bullet points. First, summarize it in bullets. Let's see. Summarize in bullet points. Okay. Perfect. All right. I think I like the bullet points a lot more, so let's just go with that. So, next, add language. So my English is native, and if you have multiple languages, then you want to put them all here. That's going to be pretty useful. Next. Okay. Now, a bio about myself. So I'm going to write this myself just for now. Okay, so I've just written this myself just in 30 seconds, but again, you can use ChatGPT. But you can see I've written, with a background in e-commerce, I learned a huge amount of brand building and digital marketing. I ran my own e-commerce print-on-demand brand for 2.5 years and successfully scaled my business with Facebook and Instagram advertising management. I then took this skill and offered it to other brands to help them achieve similar results. Over the years, I've worked with many well-renowned brands, including Huzu, Flight Center, Elisera, and Get Refits. I consider myself a grow your business specialist rather than simply an advertising specialist. I care about the success of my clients, and I work alongside them with a collaborative objective of bringing a positive ROI. So I think that's nicely worded. You can obviously use ChatGPT to proofread anything you write. But again, guys, don't worry too much about this, because I'm going to show you how to optimize this after Upwork approves our account, which we do need. So now we need to set our rate, and at the starting point, guys, just put $20 an hour or anywhere between 10 to 20. You don't need to start off with 50, 60, 70. You're a brand new account, and it's going to be much harder for you to acquire meetings from clients. And now we can just add in our profile photos. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay, guys, so what you do want is you want a photo where you're smiling, right? This is the only one I have on my laptop right now. It's not the best photo of me, but you need one of you smiling. You want to be approachable, right? You don't want to have a very serious face, otherwise nobody's going to want to click on your profile, right? So just make sure your profile picture makes you look approachable, makes you look friendly, happy, smiley. It does make a difference, trust me. So make sure your face is centered in the middle. Make sure you're facing the photo, because Upwork will have an issue if you take a photo of yourself from the side. So have a face on photo. And then put in our details of date of birth. Okay, and then we'll just put in the street address. Okay, so this is basically us reviewing our profile. So you can see we've got all our details here. We're going to change this, guys, so don't worry too much about it. We're going to make this look a lot better. For now, this is just for the sake of Upwork approving it. Once it's approved, we're going to be in our profile afterwards, optimizing all of this, and I'm going to do it alongside of you. But this is basically where we're at. It's a good starting point, and so we're going to go ahead and just submit the profile. All right, guys, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my friend's profile, which is completely new, because I can't make another one for under my name, because Upwork will just reject it, because I already have an Upwork account, which I actively use. And so I'm going to be using my friend's account, Adil, but I'm going to be doing it the exact same way. The only difference is the profile picture and the name, and this is a brand new account. So we're going to start optimizing this. You can see what I put in here already to produce this account, but we're going to start optimizing this. So we're going to go through this step by step and do it all together. So First place we need to start is the title. So I'm going to show you the kind of title that has worked very well for me, and you guys can follow the same structure or feel free to do it slightly differently. There's no one to do this. You can make your profile look exactly how you want it to look, make it authentic to you. But this is exactly what's worked for me, so I'm going to do it a very similar way for this and show you how I do it. Right, so this is how I worded mine on my account, but you can slightly make a spin off of this if you want, or you can write it completely differently. You can use ChatGPT, but what I did is 2 to 4x ROAS Facebook advertising specialist for lead gen. I'm going to get rid of the 2 to 4x. I'm going to put Facebook advanced advertising for lead gen 2 times to 4x ROAS. That. Put this line again, e-commerce, and then I'm going to go ahead and save that. So just kind of highlight exactly what it is you do. Make it sound nice. Don't just put something basic, like if you're doing voiceovers, don't just write voiceovers. Say something like voiceover expert, 7+ years experience, something like that, something that sounds a lot better. Now, this is a tactic that I'm going to suggest to you guys for the actual profile overview, okay? For the profile overview, what I like to do is I like to look at other people in my space, right? The other people that have top rated plus or top rated profiles in my space, I like to copy their profile overview, feed it into ChatGPT, and then ask it to write one tailored towards me. So we're going to go ahead and do that together. So let's just go to Upwork.com, and we're going to search for other people in my space. In this case, it's Facebook advertising, digital marketing. So let's just change this to talent, Facebook advertising, and let's find only the top rated plus accounts. Then we're going to find people that have made more than, let's say, 50 to 100,000. See how much some of these guys have made saying. So we'll take this one as an example. We'll take this one. We'll take this one is good. And just one more thing. Yeah, we'll take this. Okay. So now what we'll do is we'll copy all of this and we'll paste this into ChatGPT, right? I am going to give you some profile descriptions for people at Upwork, Facebook, and space. I want you to process it and await further instructions. Okay. I will share a few. Okay, so that's one. Let's give it some more. I like the structure of this one. This one. This one. Okay, so this is what I've written. So I basically fed ChatGPT all the profiles of these other great performing accounts, so these top rated plus accounts. I basically copied and pasted into ChatGPT, and now I'm saying using similar structures and emojis. I like having emojis in the description. I think it just makes it easy to read. Please write me one. My name is X. Obviously, I'm operating under my friend's account. I'm a Facebook ad specialist with 7+ years experience. I've worked with brands like Huzu, Flight Centre, LSR, X, Swim, and Get Refits. I specialize in e-commerce conversions and lead generation. I have tons of experience and knowledge on Facebook. Sorry about my spelling. My degree was in marketing, and I have a background in e-commerce, which gives me the right knowledge to help other e-commerce brands too. So let's see what ChatGPT can give us with this information. So it's going to give us a similar structure. That's a nice title. We can actually use this title instead of the one that I've put in. I don't like putting in hi, I'm, and then put. We don't need to do that on ours. We'll change that, but it's off to a good start. Okay. Let's offer a work closely to understand your goals to increase. Perfect. Okay, so we'll take that and we'll change this, paste it in, and customize this slightly. So, top 1% Facebook ad specialist, lead generation expert, 7+ years experience. Hi, yeah, we can keep that from there. Hi, I am a Facebook ad specialist with 7 years experience, hands-on experience. I've worked with these brands. I specialize in e-commerce conversion, lead generation, lead knowledge of Facebook, helps me know why work with me. Proven results, 7+ years experience in e-commerce exposure, services I offer. I'm going to put some bullet points for this. I'll work closely with you to understand your goals and build customized strategies to increase sales and drive leads. Whether you're looking to grow your e-commerce store or use lead generation, I'm here to help you achieve your business objectives. Let's go ahead and save that. Okay, so that's our profile done. That looks pretty nice. Okay, so now we need to sort out our portfolio, and every single one of you guys needs a portfolio. You're not going to have any reviews at this point, so you need a portfolio to showcase the work you've done in the past. So let's go ahead and click on add. I already have a lot of portfolio results to show. I have screenshots of my performance in the ads manager for certain e-commerce brands and local businesses for lead generation. So I can take advantage of that. But if you have none, then you should produce some in Canva. So you can just head over to Canva, and I'm going to show you exactly how to do this. Head over to Canva, click on create a new design, and then open something like a 1080 by 1080. Let's say you're offering something like you're offering ad creative production or image ad production or even Facebook ads, right? You want to showcase some of the ads that you've made in the past. So you could just come to design, type in clothing ad, for example, right here, make some adjustments, change this to the company name, FFX, launch or something, make it smaller, and basically produce yourself 2 or 3 ads from scratch and pretend it was for a certain brand, right? And then we can just call this brand Cool Clothing or something. And just edit this up and then download it, and then there you have an image for your portfolio, and then just do this repeatedly, right? Do like 20 different images or something, right? So here's a new one, another one, just open another one, use this one, and just give yourself some action, create your portfolio imagery that you're going to showcase, right? You need this. So if you don't have any portfolio at this point, you need to use Canva to produce it. Okay, so that's really, really important. And so at this case, we're just going to click on add to our portfolio, and I'm going to show you some results that I've actually brought and input them right here. Okay guys, so I have a nice little folder where I've put in my portfolio of results from the ads manager. This is some clients that I've worked with, some results I've brought. Most of them are just ad manager screenshots and what I basically did for them. So let me use some of these. So I'm going to go ahead and put this account right here. This was Crew Outdoors. In case you're wondering, this is their website, really good brand, making a killing selling in the outdoor tenting space. But I'm going to go ahead and put the screenshot of the actual ads manager, and I'm going to title this, let's see, 2x ROAS Crew Outdoors brand performance. Like that. And then the role, head, worked with Crew Outdoors. Okay, 12 months. Achieved a 2x plus 5% plus CTR average. So I'm doing this quick to show you guys, but obviously you want to take some time to finesse this. So let's just put in digital marketing, Facebook ads, and then okay, and then we'll go ahead, and what we'll do is, this is what I like to do. This isn't mandatory, guys, but I'll provide you with this exact template in the description just to help you guys out. This is the front portfolio cover thumbnail that I put. So when they go on the Upwork profile, they'll see this first, and I'll click on it, and then they'll go ahead and see this other image, right? Because this doesn't look very nice as a thumbnail. So we can go ahead and do that. So I'll show you how I produce it. Just duplicate this. Right, so I'm going to go ahead and just put in an image from Crew Outdoors. Add example. Or actually, let's do something else. That's the one will fit nicely. Right, just like this, you can use this template. So we can put something like 25k revenue in 1 month, or whatever the results were, 2x. That's achieved, and then we'll download this, page number 6 only. It's done, and download, and then we can come back and let's just save that to downloads, put it in, and then we'll add this image Right, so we have that in there, and then we'll click next preview and next thumbnail, and then we'll select our thumbnail. So we'll go ahead and do this, we'll move this up like that, and then click publish. So now we have our first portfolio work published, and you can see how it looks. It looks so much nicer like this, rather than having the ads manager as part of the thumbnail. So that's really why I use this template inside of Canva, and I'll provide this template for completely free. I'll put it down below, so when you guys click on the link, you can just click make a copy and you can actually use this. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add in 5 more things to the portfolio, just so it looks a lot more filled. Okay guys, and here we have it. You can see I've added 4, and every single one is actually authentically part of my portfolio, right? So you can see here I've put some brief details. Obviously guys, spend more time to make this sound nicer, but essentially I've just put the company, what I did, what my role was, and what I achieved for them. The thumbnail kind of highlights that, and then an image of proof actually showcasing exactly what I was able to deliver for this company. And so I've done that for each and every single one. I've put in the name of the company, exactly what I did for them, proof that I did it. And so if you have that, that's really useful to do here. And if you use these thumbnails that I provided, it just makes your profile look more professional, okay? And so if you don't have any, you're gonna have to produce something here in the portfolio. So have a think for your niche and your space. What kind of things can you actually produce that's gonna make your profile look more professional and make you look like somebody who knows exactly what they're doing in that space? Right, so for skills, let's just update this because we want to put in a few more, right? So in my case, let's put in Facebook ads. You don't want to limit yourself here. Put as much of the skills as you can. So I'm going to fill this, right? So I'm just going to put in Facebook, see what comes up. Facebook advertising. Facebook, pixel, set up Instagram ads, Instagram marketing. Right, so I'll put in a few here. You can see I've added strategy, campaign management, lead gen, all these different things. So try and fill this out with as much skills as you can. Now, testimonials is where you can request from certain people that you've worked with in the past that have a LinkedIn profile.